Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Bloodborne Kita Edition. The badass version. Look at this man in his Yarnum outfit. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to Gascoigne. I already loaded the game past, I would have started the Hunter's Dream, but loading times are so awful in this, I was like, I don't want you guys to deal with that. That's no cool. Oh, nice. Thanks for the Molotov cocktail. Alright, so here, I actually kind of recommend going both paths, honestly, every time you run through. Because there's going to be a point later on where you're just going to, especially if you're having trouble with bosses and all that, this is just a great place to farm. Like, I got Quicksilver bullets there. From this guy, I get a couple blood vials. And eventually, there's actually, as I'd mentioned in the last Let's Play, there's a shortcut over further along this way. Yep. So I am kind of utilizing blood bullets for, you know what? I don't waste my blood bullets. Let's pinch myself with, oh, bashing me in the head. Oh man, he almost got me. Would have been a good start. Good start to the Let's Play. Immediate death. You know, it's funny, as much as I play this, or I've been playing this over the past couple weeks, I still have things like that happen to me where it's just one of those guys who, man, you just don't pay attention. Just like Dark Souls, you know, it's just the enemies that you think you got and you're not paying attention to can knock you out. But, you know, just from that one small, simple task that I just did right there, got a bunch more blood vials, got some more Quicksilver bullets into my inventory. Last time I think I was incorrect. I wasn't I knew that you had something go into sort of a back catalog whenever you collected those extra blood vials. But I actually didn't know 100% if you could see how many you had, and you actually can if you go into your storage. It just automatically goes into your storage when you get excess, and then comes right back out. Something cool, actually, that I learned is what these are right here, those lamps that are on, and that was through Epic Name Bro. And I am a fan of Epic Name Bro, so if I reference anything from him, I will say it. Just because, you know, he worked on the strategy guide. If you guys don't know who he is, I highly recommend checking him out. But he worked on the strat guide for Bloodborne along with the German Spy. So he's going to have a lot of good info. And apparently, I knew that these lamps, if you go to them and knock on this door, that's where a person is and resides. But apparently, it's actually an incense burner. And we learn a little bit later on that there's a church ward, which is where we are heading to right now. And at the church ward, we learned that incense is what they use to ward off beasts, apparently. So that is why it makes sense that they're at the peeps' houses. I just didn't realize that that's exactly what that was, because I think the incense inside of the church, it doesn't quite look like that lantern. So I didn't make the connection. Gotta love that Bloodborne. Oh man, so I just put out a video. I think not everyone's, I don't know, a decent amount of people watched it at this point, but I got kind of a weird sense of humor sometimes, I guess. That's okay. So I just noticed that every time you do a backstab, especially with the pigs, it just looks like you're sticking your hand right up an enemy's butt. And I noticed that like a day into playing, so I was like, I need to, especially when you go to the pig, which we're going to get to here. So it's like, you know what? This needs a video. I need to make a video of this. You know, let's just kill this guy. And I don't care. I'm just gonna run through, kill him, lure the other guy out. Like I think that's how I dealt with it last time. Yeah, here he goes, hobbling around. He's like, "I want you so bad." Oh, whoops. Am I gonna have time? No, messed it up. Oh well. See, this is why I like this saw cleaver right here. I think the saw spear is just as fast. But if you notice, there were multiple times that I ran out of stamina, and if I'd had a slower weapon, any bit slower than my saw cleaver, he would have gotten me, or I should have dodged. But I started swinging and just being super aggressive, as you should be in Bloodborne. Utilize that your super aggressive instincts. Utilize my super aggressiveness, and I wonder if that one's also an incense lamp. Probably not. Anyways, because I had the saw cleaver, I was able to get the hit in, and otherwise I would have had to step away. If it was any bit slower, that guy would have knocked me down, so that is why I used this saw cleaver. Alright, so last time we went up here so I could get the music box, which I've now got. Listen to those sweet beats. Oh yeah, if you watched my Bloodborne video and you're wondering what the music I used for it was, during the incredible montage, that's what it was the music box music, so that is where it came from. You know what? I was actually playing on this. I was streaming this game. I've been doing a lot of streaming lately. I've been trying to pick it up and do more streaming. It's just hard because if you notice, I've been putting out edited videos. I've been trying to put out these Let's Plays, and I'm also trying to stream. So I've been busy. The point is, I always knew this was a good R2 attack to utilize, but I never really used it as much as you should, and I really grew to love it while I was streaming. I was like, man, I should use this more, so that's what I'm starting to do and get into. So really play around with all the weapons, or whatever weapons you want to use, and just start playing around with all their movesets, because everything has use and comes in handy. And I had used that R2, but I just didn't use as much as I'm using it now. It just, I really love it now. I'm like, man, I don't know why I wasn't using that more on my first personal playthrough. The personal through. There's actually nothing here, and I keep on checking for illusory walls. I think I mentioned that on the last episode too, but tapping axe, swinging my saw cleaver at it, nothing. But so all that really is there are those Quicksilver bullets in the middle. So if you just want to run in and grab the Quicksilver bullets and run out before the guys sort of activate, you can do that. There's no reason not to do that if you don't want to, so that's one option. Now the other thing, I never really combo, and I think I mentioned this last week, with the saw cleaver. I don't tend to combo, you can swinging in and out during your attacks, like notice how I'm comboed it to a long swipe there. And I'm sure with the saw cleaver a good one would be if you start short to get the quick attack, switch it out to long, and then you can do an R2 and bash someone pretty strong with that, but I don't know. I usually don't use that. I just like the quick speediness for this one. But I do think, like, the Kirk hammer, for example, that's a weapon that I believe I showed I could buy. I don't think I bought it. I didn't. Maybe I should have bought it. Anyways, I didn't want to waste my money. Whoops. So the Kirk hammer, which we can buy, I think, especially when it comes to PvP, is going to be really useful with the fact that you can switch between that fast swipe to those really serious stomps. So you get someone slightly stunned with the fast swipe, and then in your combo, switch over to that the hammer, which is going to be a little slow but super powerful. I just got a Bold Hunter's Mark. I don't think I mentioned what that was before, so we're going to talk about it. It's essentially, for those of you who played Dark Souls, it's basically your homeward bone of this game, so it's pretty useful. So let's go ahead and find that. Maybe I did find the Bold Hunter's Mark. Whatever. The image upon this parchment allows one to envision the rune within the city. Allows a hunter to awaken again. Allows a hunter to awaken again. Without losing blood, echoes again. A trick that seems nearly too good to be true again. So yeah, basically you just warp back to your lamp, and you have all your blood echoes. And you're set. You're good. Look at all that insight I got. 4 insight. Man, I know so much. I've seen so much crazy shit. I don't even believe. There's a couple crows up there. Watch for them everywhere. Especially in the beginning. They're not as prevalent later on, but I mean, obviously I'm showing some of these locations here, but you know, watch out for them. They got tar all over them. They're hard to spot. Alright, so see that pig right there? We could go one of two ways. We could run forward to the pig, but what I prefer to do is go up the ladder first. And we're gonna go up here and actually come back around the other side and get a really, just sneak up on the pig and get a really easy backstab on the pig. And get a very nice plunge our hand into the pig's erectile region moment. But first, let's activate the shortcut. So if you remember from last time, and what I sort of pointed out this time, this is the shortcut right by Central Yharnam's lamp and lantern. Right here. So if I go up a little bit, here's where I was fighting those dudes wielding the giant bricks. And let's go ahead and go back down. Another thing that I like about this game is that, very much like Dark Souls 1, everywhere you look, you can see everything actually is connected, and you can really look around the map and see where everything is, and that's how Dark Souls 1 was as well. Demon Souls, which within the regions you were in, it was like that, and then Dark Souls 2 sort of did that-ish. I mean, you know, ish. We could have a talk about the level design in Dark Souls 2. Some people were questioning why I was going on and on about how much I love the design about this game, or the level design. And I think Dark Souls 2 before the DLC is a great example with how linear it was. But these guys are going to run at us, And what you can do is just kind of lure them towards you and be like, guys, just come on and follow me. And then giant boulder, Indiana Jones style, comes towards you on fire. Oh, nice. Thank you for the blood vials. So you don't have to deal with any of them. So it's a bit of a trap set up for you by this guy. They're really trying to hit you, but kind of a moron. He's turning into a beast. It's all good. He doesn't have his wits about him. He's just like, I see man I need to crush. Let us thrust boulder at him. Oh, actually, if you notice too, with this guy and the boulder, it's actually his buddy up there with the torch who directs him to do it. Tisk me, missing those parries. Whoops. Whatever. Let's see if I can get a backstab. Yep. Put my hand where it don't belong. That works too. Didn't waste a bullet that time. No bullet wasted. And yeah, so this guy actually points at the boulder when you come around from the other way. You can see that he's actually the director of the operation. Operation Kill My Own Buddies. Alright, and we are going to fly, my friends. Fly, you fools! Fly, as Gandalf would say, down this. I didn't mention it, but just like Dark Souls 2, you can run up a ladder, and just like all of the Souls games, you can go ahead and go down a ladder. But I like that you can run up a ladder again. It's nice, it saves time. Alright, so since we're on this side, we already start behind the pig. Just walk up slowly behind it, and look at that nice giant butthole right there. Yep, we're gonna stick our hand in it, because, you know, Bloodborne, what can I say? Yeah, it was this single moment right here that inspired that Bloodborne video that I made. It was literally like, I snuck up on the pig, I did that, I was like, oh my god. I am making a video out of it. The Saw Hunter badge we got there is pretty important, especially if you want to increase your arsenal of weapons, so. These badges that we pick up actually increase what weapons that you can buy at the shop. So the Sword Hunter badge, as I thought last time, is what allows you to buy the church weapons at the shop. Badge of a workshop sanctioned hunter. Badge crafted long ago at the workshop attests to one's prowess as a hunter of beasts. The workshop is gone and no group recognizes this meaningless badge except the messengers in the bath who understand its profundity. I think I pronounced that right. Certain things can only be entrusted with a hunter in possession of this badge, or so they believe. So this will actually allow you to buy all of those weapons at the beginning of the game that we saw. The ones that I didn't choose because the saw cleaver is way better. I just like the saw cleaver. But the ones that we didn't choose, that'll allow you to buy those. So you can actually go ahead and pick those up. This right here is not possible to survive. It's very tempting because if you look down, you can actually see ground. So after I saved it, because I wasn't sure if I'd ever survive the drop and I had more health, I tried dropping down there. Unless I'm very much mistaken, it seemed like an instant death where as you're falling, it just switches to the death animation. It wasn't like I landed on it and then died. It was I started falling to my death as I dropped into it, so can't do it. Yeah, and again, you can see I'm running up this ladder, as I mentioned. Speaking of pronunciations too, I double-checked and I was correct that Gascoigne is the name of this guy up here. That's how you pronounce it. So I was pretty proud of myself. Proud moment there. Okay, what we might want to do is combo both of these guys at once. Yeah. Instead of trying to go for the, Whoa! Buddy! Bro! No! Gotta get my health back. Well, whatever. Let's be safe against Gascoigne. He's a father, after all. He knows his stuff, because he's a father. And heal ourselves for that tiny tidbit. So my recommendation for Father Gascoigne, I wasn't sure, because last time I played I hadn't tested out the tiny music box, and this time I did during one of the streams, and I was hoping the tiny music box would change how he acts in the sense of, like maybe you get some sort of cutscene where he can kind of revert back to normal. But he's just full-on turning into a beast, so all it really serves to do is stun him, so you really don't need it. But it will help the fight if you know how to use it properly. My first time it actually served as a hindrance, but let's watch. Let's watch. What's up, Father? What are you chopping away at over there, bro? Actually, I want to kind of go check on that. I never actually thought to go check to see what it was. Oh, it's just a guy. I guess he just wants that blood. He's craving it, man. He's just craving the blood. It's like the cutscene for Bloodborne where you saw a character with the saw cleaver just ripping into a dog.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Wow, look at those teeth. He's like turned into a vampire, True Blood style. Hey, Father Gascoigne. So first thing I'd recommend is try to stun him. Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. Hold on. He also is a maniac with that shotgun, so watch out for that. Anyways, try to stun him and attack him, and while he's on the ground, do your music box while he's still like recovering. And then he will do this. And while he's doing this, you want to get behind him and stun him from behind. Okay, I just messed that up again. Lots of messing up here. Point is, when he's doing that, try to go for backstabs. It's just kind of hard to time out sometimes. Because notice how he doesn't get stunned right away when I use the music box. It takes him some time. Anyways, oh, what? What the funk, man? I'm trying to talk strats here. Game's like, we don't want you to talk strats, bro. No strats for you. Oh, he's gonna try to just do charge attacking. Trying to be a little cheap. Uh-oh, this is when he gets more, well, mainly difficult to me because you get stuck on a grave. All right, see you guys soon. I blame it on the grave. I blame it on the grave. Alright guys, we're coming back up to Father Gascoigne. Really the worst thing about dying is just the loading times in this game. They really are pretty atrocious, but supposedly they're working on a patch for it, and hopefully it will actually help improve it. Thing to note about Father Gascoigne is the moment you walk in, he's gonna shoot at you with his shotgun because he's a jerk. That was, yeah, that's what that was a shotgun shot. I think Graves OP, by the way. Oh yeah, sometimes you miss with your gun, and that is what just happened to me. Holy crap. Nope, 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 nope. Father Gascoigne. Chill. Okay, let's play our music box. Just listen to the sweet sounds of your music box. Remind you of your wife. Remind you of your kid. I met her. I met your daughter. She was really nice. She misses you. I'm kind of annoyed I'm missing those backstabs. Okay, here we go. Let's do this right. Stick my hand through your chest and then play the music box and walk away slowly. Alright, look, you're gonna get stunned and then we're gonna R2 you in the back and somehow it's not going to work and backstab you. Well, it worked for me last time I tried. I don't know why it's not working for me this time. You notice he kind of has a couple phases. One is he extends out his axe. I don't know if that's a phase. It's just something he'll do sometimes. Listen to the sweet sounds of your music box. Bro. Uh-oh. Man, I thought you were like all in music box mode. Now listen to it. Okay, so you can do it during this mode too. Here we go, let's try to backstab. Nope, apparently not. Let's try it now. There we go, got it. Hand through the butt like you deserve. And I'll tell you why in a moment, why he deserves that. So Father Gascoigne defeated. So that is what you use the music box for. You don't actually need it. My first time fighting him, I didn't use it, but if you have it, might as well try to utilize it. I don't know why I was having so much trouble with those backstabs, but for defeating him, we get the Odin tomb keys. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Key to the gate that blocks the tomb of Odin. Beyond the tomb of Odin Chapel. Beyond the tomb, Odin Chapel can be found in the center of the cathedral ward. Only today the church is abandoned, and some say that the residents of Odin have all gone mad. So, Odin Chapel is where we were heading to. That is the goal, and again, for defeating Father Gascoigne, we get a lamp. So, let's go ahead and light it. There's going to be an interesting instance with this lamp that you'll want to note. But before that, let's see. Oh, so he was hanging out over to the right here, right? This is where he's chopping up his guy. Don't see it. So there's something we want to look for first, though, before we move on. So the place to move on to is going to be right here. This is where we want to go. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look here, and we're going to get a little bit of story here. So if you see this giant blood splatter and this woman here, let's go ahead and take what is on her. And it's a red jeweled brooch. So if you remember, that is what the daughter wanted, was the red jeweled brooch. You're not going to miss it. And this woman splattered here is inferred to be Viola, which is Gascoigne's wife. So She forgot to take her music box, which calms him down, and he started turning into a beast, as that's what's happening to everyone right now, and straight up murdered his wife. So, kind of a sad story there, and that's exactly what happened here. So, if we go ahead and look at this brooch, bright red brooch used to gain a droplet blood gem. A woman's bright red brooch engraved with the name Viola. That's how I'm pronouncing it. Maybe it's Viola. I don't know. Perhaps the jewel is a gift from a hunter, used to change into a droplet blood gem that fortifies any weapon. With the proper workshop tool, various weapons can be fortified. So we can do that, but what I'm going to do with it is actually return it to her daughter. And I don't know, I haven't found anything else to do with her daughter. It's just really sad. I imagine, though, that there is some other story instance, so... this might take a little bit to get back to her daughter, so I think I might quick cut it just because I gotta run all the way back. So, I'll see you guys in a moment. Hey buddy, I see that booty, wanna put my hand in it. Straight up in it. Alright, welcome back, guys. I was like, might as well just start here. Sure, we're close enough. So we have the red jeweled brooch, and this, if you guys remember by the shortcut here, this is where our daughter is located.
Hello, Mr. Hunter.
Hello.
Still can't find my mum.
Wait, hold on, we have to do it the Obo Bobo way. Hello. Give red jeweled brooch.
Mr. Hunter, was it really her? Mummy? Don't leave me alone.
Something I've been wondering is if you really should give it to her, or if you're supposed to wait for later. Obviously, it sucks because you're breaking her heart, and it's really sad, the whole story that we also killed her father. But we'll keep quiet about that one. Yeah, and then anytime you proceed to try to talk to her, she's just crying, so... Really depressing there. Yeah. So... Prepare to cry, guys. I see a Vadi video coming about that. I think it's gonna happen. If you ask me. It would be like a mini, unless there's more to it, like Prepare to Cry minis. The story of Viola, Gascoigne, and their daughter. Alright guys, I'll see you back at the lamp by Odin Church. Just give us a moment. My Sharona. Alright guys, he is back. He feels pretty bad about everything. Actually, if you notice, there's a dude right here who's dead with bloodstains, so perhaps that is a hunter. There's a lot of it actually all over the ground here, so I think the indication is Gascoigne just went on a total rampage. We're actually gonna be able to buy his gear now. But specifically at the Insight shop, because there are two shops. And if you look at his gear, it has a little bit more information on Gascoigne. So, he is a hunter who went mad for his thirst for blood and his thirst for butts. I mean, I think that's actually the lore that we're getting here in this game. Is that by the actions of your hunter character, specifically Kita, I think probably that's Kita lore, is that Kita is really going mad for his thirst for sticking his hand in things' butts. It's an ailment. It's a true illness. I don't know if there's any medicine that can cure it. But I think we can all can understand that, right? All right, so we're actually getting another lore note over here. So let's go ahead and take a look-see. The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. Me reading that, I just imagine like a horror movie when you see someone whose head is literally just shaking nonstop. Like that's what the person's doing when they're thinking of the Bergenworth spider. It's literally just nonstop shaking around like horror movie style. But Bergenworth is a really important location in this game. A lot of studies and such were done there. I don't want to go too much into it quite yet, but this is actually a very important lore piece that we're getting here. So pay attention to that. Also, I almost just missed a treasure chest. There are treasure chests in this game too, just not as many as in the Souls games, I don't believe. But we get the Blood Gem Workshop tool here, so now we can actually infuse Blood Gems into our Saw Cleaver, which, whoops. I think I already did that, though. Unless I... No, I didn't. Did I? I don't remember. Oh, nope, I didn't. I haven't. So now we can. So that's what that does. And if you look at our blood gems, that's right here, but I actually don't have any yet. So what it's going to do... Yeah, I've just been streaming so much. I'm like, streaming sometimes mixes in a little bit, but... Oh, if anyone wants to watch my stream, twitch.tv/DaveControlLive. Super simple. Anyways, once we get blood gems, we can infuse that and start to really customize our weapon. So, let's go ahead and look at that blood gem workshop tool. A misplaced workshop tool from the hunter's dream. The hunter who retrieves this can fortify weapons by kneading blood gems into them. Blood gems add properties to weapons when used to fortify them, as blood defines an organism. I actually almost read that as blood defines an orgasm. That actually kind of makes sense within this game, and Father Gascoigne, I think that's why he was craving that blood so much. Kind of makes sense. Alright, so let's go into the chapel ward. It's so bright. It's so bright. Now that is some incense if I've ever seen any. And some really beautiful statues. Alright, so all over this place you can see incense pots, and that's what all this is. And there's a reason for that. There's a lady here who... Oh, no! Wait, hold on. Nope. No. Okay, yeah, so that lady right there, this beautiful young woman. She well, actually tells us about all this incense, and she's in charge of here. And this is actually our first safe place that we can access and send people to if we so choose.
Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does. Always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely. Not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts, none of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, I tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Erden Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over. If you wouldn't mind.
Okay, question though. What are you? I just want to know, cause like, are you like kneeling? Are you like hunched over? Is your body going through the ground and there's somewhere that the rest of your body is that I don't know? Cause you look like a slug. Just pointing that out. You kind of look like a slug.
I know I shouldn't be asking you, but if you happen upon someone while hunting, tell them about this here Erden Chapel, if they seem worth being told, that is. Oh, and I do sincerely hope they are.
Alright, so there's a couple safe places, and you can sort of choose where to send people, and different outcomes will happen depending on that. We also have another lamp here, which is right next to that other one. So you actually have like two right next to each other, but this is our chapel ward lamp right by Odin Chapel. And we have a couple places we can go right now. We can either go straight ahead or to the left. And So many options. This is going to be closed off for now, so we got to choose one of these two. If we go straight ahead, I wonder if actually we have enough insight to go into an area that I would like to check out if we can. Got you. Also, I really like the design of these guys. That's their faces, but their faces look like masks to me. And I think since that's kind of creepy, I like it because I like creepy design. Let's see. I don't see what I want to see. Do I want to see, yes? We'll talk about it. You might need a certain number of insights, so I think that could be the case. It might be like 10 insights to see what I was hoping to see. Anyways, if we go up to this way is going to be a dead end for now. So we can come back up there, but there's no reason to go there yet. Main reason I went this way, honestly, was just to check over there to see if a certain creature was there that I really wanted to run into. Oh, we're going to have some fun, though. We got some fun things to do. And we're going to see how many of those fun things we can do. Just how many. Like, oh, I was going to say, like, sticking my hand through this guy's stomach. That's a fun thing to do. We're going to do that. Alright, so that's one. Fun thing number one. Stick your hand through people's stomachs. Especially if they're coming to hit you with a cane. That's what I say. And let's go ahead and heal up. Get, like, near full health. Yeah, let's go for full health. I got a lot. Alright, so other thing is over here you can see this item, so let's go ahead and pick it up. It's gonna be a set, so we can take a look at the whole hunter garb and top hat set. And holy shit! So remember those spiders that we saw that I didn't want to talk about and mention? Yeah, that's what that is. So it basically is invisible. It's still there. It's just invisible. I just didn't want to ruin that for you guys because I thought that was a really cool moment when it first happened. Other thing is, it looks like I got an insight for that happening to me. Like, I just saw some shit. So I got some insight because I just saw some shit. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. So just hanging out by this body right there. You can avoid it. There it is right there. But pay attention to the way it looks. And the fact that it looks like this nebula thing. Sort of arcane, wouldn't you say? That's all I'll say on it. Pay attention to it, though. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the set that we picked up. Top hat. Hat worn by hunters who admire formality. Some hunters place an emphasis on form as seen by the use of the threaded cane. For them, formality, beauty, and justice are the very essence of our humanity and precisely what keeps hunters from becoming something else. So it seems like there's a struggle for hunters to not become a a beast. It seems like they're actually all kind of struggling not to become that. And what you get here, if you notice, is actually just the normal hunter's garb. That's what we picked up, so I think it's pretty similar to the other one. I guess not. One of the standard articles of hunter's attire fashioned at the workshop, this one without the cape that wipes away blood. A fine piece of hunter's attire that provides stable defense to anyone facing Yharnam's beastly threat. Allows one to stalk beasts unannounced by cover of night. And everything else is just about the same. So that is what we got there. If we go down in this direction, that's going to lead to Old Yharnam, which is actually a completely optional area from my understanding. Actually, I think the cleric beast is also completely optional. So a lot of people are having trouble with the boss down there. It's optional. I still recommend doing it, but it is optional. And then we also get this guy who, again, just this boss design, or not boss, this enemy design is great. He's so creepy looking. When I first saw it, I was like, that is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. And I don't like it, because it is giant and gangly and weird. Whoops, I kind of screwed up there. He's actually not that hard to beat as long as you're patient, which I was not. And don't allow him to do that smash attack on you. He's actually not the hardest thing in the world to get. We got a Bloodstone Shard from him. Hopefully when we go back I can, yeah, definitely, I should definitely be able to level up to a +3 Saw Cleaver, which will be nice. This closes this gate. I honestly don't know if there's a reason to do it, but I'm going to test something actually. I do want to test this out. You can open and close it, and there's a door that's down here that's just locked, and I've never figured out how to open it yet. And I wonder if maybe having this gate closed is how you open it. So I'm going to try that out. I wouldn't put it past From Software to do something like this. So the guy over to the left, I'm going to throw a pebble at eventually to attract his attention with the crows, without attracting the crows. But first, let's go ahead and take care of this dude. Oh, I'm always bad at timing out this guy. The one with the giant thing, I'm much worse at timing him out for whatever reason. Anyways, they've got a little bit more health now, as you notice. It actually took another hit after that to kill it. Kill it with fire! Alright. Now let's take care of... It was you! And you can see a whole bunch of crows over there, and that's really why I wanted to track them out, was to not have to deal with the crows at the same time. Also, we'll get some health back while we're at it. Damn it, crows. Damn it, crows! Even the crows have more health now. So they are getting more health. And I've got 9 insight now. I think what I'm going to do after this specific spot is I actually want to go back once I have 10,000 so I can buy the area to go into Odin Chapel and start opening up shortcuts in the church area before we head to Old Yarnum. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And once I have 10 insight as well, I want to see if this one character is there that I'm hoping will be there. Also, if you remember there's a lady who asked for a safe spot, we can now go back and send her to the safe spot. And we also get the monocular, so as a lorist, this is one of my favorite items. The monocular. Where's my monocular? Not a hunter's tool, but a simple antique to be used as one sees fit and view things up close. So here's our version of the binocs, the monocular. And you can still see your character in the bottom right there, but it's a pretty nice zoom, actually. And if you see that crosshair in the middle, if you don't want it to be there, you can actually get rid of it by going into your settings and turning off your HUD. So turn off the HUD, and all of a sudden we can see everything. For most people, that's not really going to matter very much. It just matters for me for the videos I make. That's something that I've been needing to do and to get shots that I want. As far as I know, there's nothing down here except for that we can see that bridge that we came across. I think that's the boulder bridge down there. So we can actually see where things are. And I'm pretty sure that is the main bridge where the cleric beast was. You can see over there, which is going to lead to this door that I'm trying to figure out how to open up. And let's see. Let's see if closing that gate did anything. Otherwise, it's just going to be a dead end, which is still worth going to, but it'll just be a dead end. There's I think there's a treasure chest over there. I mean, we're also getting bloodstone shards, so we can also, if we have enough afterwards, level up our pistol. This guy is an ass. I hate him a lot. Probably just because I'm not very good at him. So I really hate him in this giant ball and chain. I'm not very good at him, to be perfectly honest. I'm still kind of trying to figure him out. I think if you kind of just do this, what I'm doing right now, which is bait attacks from him, from a distance as opposed to circling around, that's the best way to deal with him. Because he's going to do this fury attack here, which is going to tire himself out. And then once he's done this, you can come in and get a couple nice attacks on him. Straight to his head, which is awesome. I always like hitting people and bopping their head around. So, oh look, he's blocked by the tree branch. That was awesome. I didn't know that would happen. So let's try and get him to do his fury attack again. I find him to be a little bit unpredictable when I'm close, but that could just be me. Maybe I just haven't mastered fighting him yet. So I really do prefer to just lure him into doing this and then taking care of him slow and steady. You can obviously do what I just did there too, which is where I use the iframes to get the dodge. So, you know, that's always an option too. But whatever, we're just gonna... Oh, I thought that was the fury. The flurry attack. I was gonna say, we'll just kind of bait his flurry attack and utilize that. And that should be it with him. So, there we go. That guy's taken care of, and we got some more blood vials out of it. Those guys are pretty good too if you're running low on blood vials. Take those bros out. They don't belong, they're too large and gangly. They're freaks! Fucking freaks! Alright, bloodstone shard times 5. There's a little gangly dude over here. I call them scampers. I don't know if they have an official name. I'm sure they do, and I'm sure when the strategy guide, the strat guide comes out, they have an official name, but that's kind of the name I came up with for them, is just scampers, because they scamper around. There's also a lot of incest. Ooh, lots of incest here. What's going on? Incest between whom and whom? There's a lot of, now I'm just, all that's on my frame of mind is incest for the word. There's these candle things that ward off beasts. There's a lot of that here. That's what I was going to say. We also have a treasure chest, and we get our first blood gemstone that we can now equip into a slot. And you actually have to level up your cleaver to start gaining slots. If you notice, there's 2 blacked out slots there and 1 that's light, and that's because I leveled up my cleaver, or whatever weapon you choose. So if you look at the saw spear, notice in the middle area, notice they're all 3 things are sort of blacked out, and then we have 1 there that's not for my saw cleaver, and that's because I leveled it up. And then this is always closed. It's still closed. I haven't figured out how to open it. Haven't figured that out. But interesting to me, though, that there are all of these pots here to ward off beasts. I feel like there's got to be something to it, and I still haven't figured out how to open that door, but I'm sure by the time, like, in a month's time, I'll know, and people are going to be posting, like, how can you not know? You just do this. Because I still get people who've just watched my first Let's Play Dark Souls 2 video, which I made before the game came out, commenting like, Dave, I can't believe you didn't know about this shortcut. And I'm just like, well, you know, you might want to look at the upload date. Just saying. Alright, so now we got 10,000 blood echoes, which is what I want to get. A lot of people aren't going to be able to do this just yet because you won't have blood echoes at this point. So you're not going to be able to do what I'm about to do. But I think I'd rather go explore there first. And then explore there, maybe get some blood echoes, open up some shortcuts before I go to Old Yarnum, because the bloodstained beast, which is the boss of Old Yarnum, that's heading in towards Old Yarnum is how you're going to get your chalice to be able to access the chalice dungeons, and that's why I'm saying I'm pretty positive it's optional. I don't think you ever really need to do the chalice dungeons, but you need to go to Old Yarnum if you want your first chalice, which will allow you access to your chalice dungeons, which is over here. But the Bloodstained Beast is a pretty difficult boss, I've found. At least, I still have trouble with it. And it's weird, my first time fighting it, it wasn't too bad, but I fought it again. Second time, I was trying to beat it, just non-stop having issues with it, so it's almost like, you know, explore the church ward area, get through all that, and then you can come back and deal with it when you're a little bit higher leveled. Alright, buy a Hunter Chief Emblem. Yes, that is why I wanted to have 10,000, and you'll see why in just a moment. Other thing we're going to do over here... Oh, hey, you're back. You was hanging out and sleeping before.
The moon is close. It will be a long hunt tonight.
Alright, thanks, Gurnim.
If the beasts loom large and threaten to crush your spirits, seek a holy chalice, as every hunter before you has.
He likes to whisper a
A
lot.
holy chalice will reveal the tomb of the gods, where hunters partake in communion.
I'm honestly not sure if the Holy Chalice he's talking about... I think the Holy Chalice he's talking about is the one you get from the Bloodstained Beast that allows you to get the Chalice dungeons, I think, but I could be mistaken here. Oh. Wow, I actually got a lot of ratings for this now. That was mine. Fine 38, foul 1. Well, guys, Kita's doing good. 38 people approve of my sick joke, and one person's like, that is a sick joke from last episode. I can't believe you made that. Ugh.
Most of the holy chalices lie deep within the tomb of the gods, and the few that found their way to the surface were lost again in the hands of men. But if the old hunter tales remain true, one of the holy chalices is worshipped in the valley hamlet. Yet the town is in disarray. It was burned and abandoned for fear of the scourge. Home now only to beasts. The perfect place for a hunter, wouldn't you say?
Alright, so yeah, he is talking about Old Yarnum there for sure. Old Yarnum was burnt to the ground, and the church was kind of involved in locking everyone away as that happened. Also, the fact that he's saying that he's encouraging us to go hunt there where it's just locked with beasts, keep in mind that he's very strongly encouraging that, because we're going to meet another character who sort of disagrees with him very strongly. he actually makes his point in a very strong manner. For you guys who've already gotten Old Yarnum, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
One of the holy chapter.
Alright, so it looks like he's,
One of the
just want to see the
holy
second thing he said.
chapter.
Perfect place for Hunter, yeah. Alright, so, Blood Infusion here. Actually, let's see if I can afford fortifying my weapon again. I can just barely afford it. And I do have enough stones, Bloodstone Shards, so we're going to do it. And now we need Twin Bloodstone Shards to get it to +4. But now I've got it +3, it's a little bit stronger. I'm actually going to drop a Cold Blood Dew on myself so I can try to afford to upgrade my pistol by 1. Which will also allow me to put a gem into my pistol. So you actually see on the right, there. So notice how if I upgrade my Saw Spear, on the right side it's flashing that now I'll have a Bloodstone, or I can add that to my weapon. One of the blood gems. For the pistol now, if I fortify it, now I can add a blood gem to my pistol. So that's actually where it starts to get really interesting, is when you can start to customize with these blood gems. Now that I do have a blood gem, we're going to go ahead and go into our Saw Cleaver. And we're going to add our blood gem that we have. We only have one. Oh, wait. I guess, yeah, we only have one. You can see there's 3 slots. And for the pistol, I don't have any that work. So they're all different shapes, and it depends on the shape. So this one's sort of that star-shaped one that you can see. So it fits specifically in my star-shaped slot. At the far right, there's a sort of a crescent-ish slot. Like Pac-Man-looking slot. And then for this one, it has a circular slot. So you're going to get different types of gemstones as well. But this one's going to raise the physical attack up by +1.1, and HP continues to recover +1. So we get a little more attack, and we get a very, very minuscule HP recovery. When I say very minuscule, I mean very minuscule, but better than nothing. So if you have just like a tiny bit and you don't want to waste a blood vial, it's kind of nice to have just to be able to do that. Other thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and drop some Madman's Knowledge, just because I want to see if this is going to do anything for the next area I want to see if I can go to. But by having 10, all of a sudden you'll see the Insight Shop is now open. And with the Insight Shop, you can buy with Insight, make trades with messengers. You can purchase items. And as soon as we go below 10, like literally if I buy something in this shop right now, we can't access the Insight Shop anymore. But here's where you're going to be able to buy the Small Resonant Bell or the Sinister Resonant Bell. You don't need 11. You really do only need 10 Insight. And as long as you have 10 like I just had there, I can buy this now. So Small Resonant Bell is going to allow us to co-op and help someone else out in their game. This ring resonates across worlds, and the first hunter uses it as a special signal to call hunters from other worlds to cross the gap and cooperate. This bell resonates with its counterpart, the Beckoning Bell, ring to help hunters in other worlds. And then the Sinister Bell, a blood-stained bell discovered in the old underground labyrinth. One of the resonating bells that crosses the gap of worlds, but this one knells for misfortune and malice. The Sinister Bell is an object of dark thoughts. Ring it to become the enemy of a hunter in another world. So this is how you do PvP. To use the Small Resonant Bell and the Sinister Resonant Bell, it doesn't cost Insight. It's actually free to use those. But to chime the resonating, or the main bell, which name I'm forgetting right now. Actually, let's go ahead and equip it right here. The Beckoning Bell. To equip the Beckoning Bell, that's actually going, or not equip it, excuse me. To use the Beckoning Bell, that's actually going to cost 1 Insight. Now, the other reason I want to go to this shop, too, is now you can see Hunter's gear that you defeat and kill will appear here. So Gascoigne is our first hunter that we've killed, so we can buy his armor specifically with Insight. So Gascoigne's cap. Hunter attire worn by Father Gascoigne. Similar to Hunter's garb, or Hunter garb, created at the workshop, only these are tainted by pungent beastly stench that eats away at Gascoigne. Father is a title used for clerics in a foreign land, and there is no such rank in the Healing Church. So that indicates that even though you know there's a church here that's really important in Yharnam, and Gascoigne has the title Father, he was actually a father somewhere else. So like you, he's an outsider that came to Yharnam. Gascoigne's garb. The dingy scarf is a holy shell and symbol of the Healing Church from which Gascoigne would eventually part ways. Father is a title used for clerics in the foreign land, and there's no such rank in the Healing Church. Well, I guess he was a part of the Healing Church at some point, so excuse me what I just said. He was at some point. So maybe he is from here, but at some point he left, and I assume the title Father came from wherever he went to or wherever he came from. Similar to Hunter's Guard created at the workshop, only these are tainted by the pungent beastly stench that eats away at Gascoigne. So that is, that's everything. Alright, so I'm gonna go check to see if I have enough insight to do what I wanted to do, which is access a certain secret area and location. So let's go find out. And now you can see I have the Tomb of Odin opened up and the Cathedral Ward. The Tomb of Odin being where we fought Father Gascoigne. And I will quick cut through this loading because it's horrendous. I just imagine metal music with this flying crazy around because it takes so long. We're back at the Cathedral Ward. This is going to be one that you'll probably be coming back to a lot, especially since you can start to bring people into this location. Now that I've got 10 insight, I do want to check on my friend who I'm looking for and see if we can now see him, because I believe the more insight you get, you start to see things. And I want to see if I can see the thing that I want to see. Let's see if I can indeed see what I want to see. Looks like I can't. So a guy eventually appears over here with a bag, and that is kind of what I'm looking for, is this specific enemy, who is not over here yet. So I don't know if he appears after you. He's always appeared for me after I killed the blood-stained beast, and I don't know if that's what activates him. I figured it might have been an insight thing. So actually, no, let me drop one more insight just in case. But I'm starting to think it's not an insight thing. Oh, you know, I never actually noticed, but you actually crush it into your head. Other thing, too, with the insight. Remember I was talking about Arcane and the Cosmos and things like that? Look at the Madman's Knowledge, and you'll notice that it's sort of cracking with something that looks similar-ish to what we got grabbed by that giant, hidden, crazy monster, so that's why I wanted to show that and display that, and I'm really sad right now that that guy's not showing up. That's okay. Maybe if I wrap around, he'll eventually show up. We'll figure it out. So, that's also okay, because now I can show off this other element that I wanted to talk about. Not you. It wasn't you. I know you got really excited and tried to hit me with a cane because you thought it was you I was trying to talk about. But no. It wasn't. Stop getting so, overexcited. It wasn't you either. Ooh. Close call. Also, if you guys notice, you can actually be a little bit slightly late with your parries and still get them. Yeah, oh. We pop you up onto a grave. So that's how I do things. Let's kick your giant gangly guy. There we go. Yeah, so with this guy, again, just be calm. And wait for him to do his attack, because he has a pretty big windup. He'll be like, I'm going to do an attack. And just quickly dodge away and hit him with your... just, you know, charge an R2 with whatever weapon you have and hit him with the charged R2. But, you know, actually hit him, unlike last time where I didn't. You can also, sometimes you can get in 2 attacks like I just did there. But yeah, that's it. Just be calm about it. Don't worry about the fact that he's a giant gangly guy with a bell around his neck. Lots of bells in this game, too. That seems to be a theme, is there's a lot of bells everywhere. Alright, so, remember that, that handkerchief that I got? It's actually going to our keys, the Hunter Chief emblem. And what that does is allows us to open the chapel main gate and go through. So this is actually going to be the way to the boss you have to fight, which we're not going to do until after the Bloodstained Beast, but I'm just going to start working on some shortcuts over here. This guy, watch out for him your first time. He might just get you. He did for me because I wasn't expecting the fact that what he's holding in his hand is a flamethrower on his right side. So if he gets you with that in his fire, you start getting stunned pretty well, and it's kind of hard to get out of it, so it's probably going to be a death if you get straight up caught in the fire of his his flamethrower. The reason that I let's go for you. The reason I got caught was because I was going for a parry. So it really is like it'll punish you if you're going for a parry. So again, it's just like pay attention to the enemies you're fighting, because hey, this guy is not a guy you want to parry. So you actually do have to pay attention to the weapons that they have in their hands. So it encourages you again to think about your actions, think about what you're doing. Poison knife. If you guys notice, I haven't gone back and saved the old lady yet. I will do that. Also, we can eventually go back to Yusefka's clinic, and that will also turn into a safe place we can tell people to go to. Let's knock on this door first, though.
Oh,
Oh my, what a queer scent.
What are you trying to say about me?
But I'd take it over the stench of blood and beasts any day. What is it then?
I just want to talk to you, lady. What's up?
I'm off during hunts, so if that's what you're here for, I'll leave you to your own devices. If that doesn't do it, come back in the morning, darling.
Alright, so basically that indicates that, hey, why is she suggesting we come back in the morning? Maybe there's actually some sort of cycle of time that we're going to be going through. Just maybe.
I'm off during hunts. Come back in the morning, darling.
So that's kind of your first, like, real indicator of that, I think.
You're not from around here, are you?
Nah.
Well, an outsider who's come to join the hunt? What a pathetic idea.
Dude, I just
You what?
wanted a blood
What, you think I'm a
transfusion.
beast? Well, maybe I think you're a beast. And step away from my castle.
I just wanted some pale blood, guy.
Oh, enough of you. What, you think this is funny?
Yes.
Well, I certainly don't, so be gone with you. I'll have nothing to do with your beast hunts.
Come and join my beast hunt.
Oh, enough with you already. Come, just go with you.
I think this is the last thing that he says. I just want some friends. I just want some friends. Pay attention for ambushes at all times. Even though this guy's pretty slow and I forgot he was there. Still, do that. You know, do what I didn't do. What I'm gonna try to do here actually is I want that one to see me because there's a guy with a gun behind him and I'm gonna lure this guy out so I can deal with him without worrying about the guy with the gun. This guy has some giant like rake thing and it deals a huge amount of damage for you, so you actually might not want to go for a parry because if you miss it's gonna be a lot of damage taken, so it really depends on how comfortable you are with parrying if you want to go for parrying that guy. Alright, so oh, see, I forgot about that guy. I already didn't heed my own advice. Looks like he has some weapon that poisons you, though. Alright. Another door.
Oh, we've the deepest gratitude
Good, good.
for the church and all they do for us.
Whoa, I'm not part of the church.
Deepest, widest gratitude, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you, or are you just saying that?
Oh, we've the deepest...
Alright, that's all she got. That's all they got in that door, and I think this is the final door over here.
Praise you. Praise the old damn church. And best of luck hunting. Best luck of all.
So, it seems to be two different types of people. This person maybe actually does believe in the church. This person, not so much.
Praise you.
So, again, just, Miyazaki game, different ways of thinking. Like, you gotta kind of figure out for yourself which is correct, or what you believe, I suppose. We got some poison knives, and actually with so many, it looks like I got some back catalog of it, which is nice. Oh, almost missed the black set. Black church set. I think, is someone gonna come for me? Well, we'll just leave it here. Let's look at the black church set. Alright, black church hat. Attire of healing church hunters. Most healing church hunters... So I'm trying to also watch in the background to make sure no one's coming for me. That little top area that's a little translucent. Most healing church hunters are elementary doctors who understand the importance of early prevention of the scourge, achieved by disposing of victims and eventually potential victims. Before signs of sickness manifest themselves. That doesn't seem too good. And what do you call a prevention of the scourge? It's just disposing victims. So they are the ones who create all these weapons that we're seeing, or a lot of the weapons. So their black attire is synonymous with fear and that peculiar yarn and madness. Attire of the healing church hunters, the holy shawl, symbol of the healing church, flutters proudly on their backs. Most healing church hunters are elementary doctors. We already got that. And yeah. White surgical gloves. The intricate embroidery weaves a spell that protects their wearer. The church engages in the hunt in a medical capacity. When a cancer is discovered, one must pinpoint its location, reach in, and wrench it from the host's bosom. See, this time I pronounced it right. Bosom, not bosom. So, bosom. Yeah, there we go. So that's the whole thing. Basically, they just take care of things pretty harshly and strongly. It's they do have an aspect of church to it. It's not just they do worship a thing that we'll find out about. At least, yeah, they do. But we shall find out about that later, though. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, we are back and I just ran through a bullet. Yep, I'm pretty good at doing that, and there I just got lucky, I think. Alright, let's go get our blood echoes back and stay away from this guy. I could probably do is just, I just want to run and take care of the guy with the gun, but it's not smart. Not smart. Oh, the guy just pointed out where we were. He's actually waving people on to come kill us. Yeah, see that? He's like, yo, go get him. He's over there. So let's actually get away from the gunshot guy. And see if that lured them. Yep. Oh, you guys idiots? You stop looking? I'm over here. There we go. Just trying to like lure it so I don't have as many of them to deal with at once. Because hopefully that big wolf guy is really the hard part. There we go. Oh, that was close. I didn't know if I'd get that last one in. Whew. Alright. I feel good now. Feel much better about things. Take out these guys. And get some quick silver bullets, some blood vials, and we're good. So that spot over there we can get to by wrapping around a different way. But don't need to worry about it right now. Up there. Except for I think I might have woken someone up who might come to try to kill me. You gonna come? Oh, that guy's... Oh, I hate that guy. So that squid guy, if it's what I think it is, if he latches onto you with his face, he can actually suck out insight. If you notice when you die, you don't lose insight, but that guy is actually the one who can take it from you. So I do not like him at all. So really try to be careful around those guys. Because that's a pain that nobody got time for that. I don't got time to lose insight. Alright. So this is going to be a wraparound area that's going to let us unlock a part of the level that we need to in order to continue to make progress. So essentially what we're doing right now is we're about to get a shortcut. But you gotta be careful when you drop down here because there are a bunch of enemies that are going to, like a dog is gonna be down here. And then a bunch of enemies that are gonna try to run to get you. So let's take out this dog first. There we go. And we can actually open up the shortcut. But there's a bunch of enemies, so just be careful here. Although I think you're safe while you're pulling the lever there. Okay, so over to the right here is going to actually be a shortcut back. So this actually right here is going to lead us straight back to the beginning of the church ward. So that is good to know. And we also get our shield. So we now have a shield in the game that you can use. I've never used it. You kind of just get so used to having a gun. You're just like, oh, you're just like, oh. I'm gonna get my blood echoes, and then we're gonna wrap this up. You're like, Alright, so I'll just show you guys from right here, back at the healing church, or the church ward, not the healing church. Although, I think the top of the healing church actually is where we're headed to. I'm playing dumb. Don't play dumb. Don't lose your blood echoes. Whoops. I went to go, I had an itch on my nose, and I went to go scratch it because I thought I had a visceral attack, and I was like, I can relax. I got the visceral attack. Turns out I didn't have it. Alright, so the area I died at, if you notice where I started from the church ward, is actually right here. So this was the shortcut that we opened up. Oh, no! Alright, I should just go for the visceral attacks against these guys, clearly. There we go. These guys can also be a source of blood vials if you guys are having trouble. I actually find the boss at the top of in the healing church area. The old Yharnam boss is really difficult, but in my opinion, the healing church boss is actually cake. I think it's a walk in the park, and it feels more Dark Souls-y to me, how you deal with it. Because it's not as parry riposty as a lot of the, I don't know, these ones that are sort of Bloodborne feeling to me. It's, the boss up here is really all about just dodging and countering with your attack. Did the enemy appear yet? No, it didn't. But with that, I'll figure it out next time. That's okay though, we'll go reach some levels, because we can. And that'll wrap me up, gaining some levels, so I'll decide next time where I want to go, since I did get this shortcut here, we're getting some levels, but there you go, guys. We now have a shortcut open. We have now 2 possible paths to go, so we could either head there into the healing church right up there, that you can see with my monocular, or we can head into Old Yarnum. So, that said, I will see, and also we can go back and get the lady at the door who was looking for a safe place, now that we have this safe place open. Look at how many of them are praying to this lamp. Alright, I'll see you guys back in the Hunter's Dream. So I could reach some levels, or I could buy some items before they get more expensive. I'm gonna do a mix. Let's go ahead and buy, oh yeah, so I can show off too. Notice how now the Hunter's Axe there, the Threaded Cane. We also have the Hunter Blunderbuss available to purchase. Let's go ahead and get the Kirk Hammer at least. So now I have one of those suckers. And eventually we'll get the Threaded Cane and the Hunter's Axe and the Repeating Pistol. But let's reach some levels and be at least somewhat smart, I suppose. Just a little bit.
What is it?
Channel some Blood Echoes. Why don't I? And only 2 levels because of that, but that's okay. Get some more endurance, I think, and why not some more endurance? So I like endurance. Also, every level up, if you notice, you actually get physical defense for every level up. So no matter what you put it in, you are going to get something really good out of it, in the fact that you're getting physical defense. And then endurance helps with your slow poison and rapid poison, so overall defense on top of your stamina. But yeah, that physical defense stat is going to be pretty great. That you never feel like you're totally wasting a point. You're never like, oh god, what if I put on the skill and switch over? At least you're getting some physical defense out of it. Anyways, let's go just put in endurance, and that's going to wrap me up. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later, guys. Happy hunting.